All right, cool. So I'm recording, and then you can start recording in 3, 2, 1, record.
Okay, so I have Origin Access with EA?
Yeah, the special version of Origin.
Yeah. So do you want to guess, and what it is, really quick, is that basically it's a subscription service. It's like $5 a month. And what EA basically does is they dump all their old games in there, and you could just download them and play them as much as you want. And they usually, on the newer games, they don't include the DLC, so you have to pay for the DLC. But generally on the older games, like more than like a year old, they just give you everything. Cause
it's like the Origin on the house, but for more stuff.
Yeah, and they do that because they know they're not gonna, they know even with sales, they're never gonna make a whole lot of money on those games. So it's just more profitable for them to just give you just a giant all-you-can-eat buffet, because they know they'll get $5 out of you a month.
Because they know that if there's one thing Americans can get really into, it's a fucking buffet of any kind.
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, that's sort of how it works, and it's been really good. It's really good. It's the one thing EA does that I like. And you and I both know about the whole Battlefront thing.
Of course.
Battlefront 2, new Battlefront 2, not Battlefront Classic. I was in another podcast, a community podcast for YouTuber yesterday, and we were talking about it, and we were comparing the Battlefront 2s to New Coke versus Coke Classic.
Well, here's what's weird about Battlefront 2 is Battlefront 2 got announced, right? I haven't really been paying attention to the whole Battlefront situation, because as soon as I discovered that it wasn't really going to have much of a single-player component and was mostly just going to be the online bit, I lost interest, because that was why I liked the first two Battlefront games, Battlefront 1 and Battlefront 2. So Battlefront 2, everyone's been talking about Battlefront 2, and I was like, Battlefront 2, that game already came out, didn't it?
Yeah.
That game came out like when I was in high school, didn't it? And they're like, no, it's Battlefront 2, the second in the reboot series. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And like, remember how there was like that whole thing about Battlefront like just a year ago? I was like, yeah. And like, that was Battlefront 1. And I was like, no, I thought that was a beta test. That was a full game.
That was a full release game.
And I was like, that was a full game. That looked like it was a fucking beta test. They're making a second one of those, and they're like, yeah, it's Battlefront 2 of the reboot series, 1 and then 2. And I was like, what? Really?
Not to get into the whole Battlefront 2 drama situation thing, but let's just say that EA fucked up so bad that Disney's pissed off at them.
I bet.
Disney's really fucking upset with them. And but no, quick to get, because we went off topic. So this actually was thrown into the vault, into the Origin Access vault like a month and a half ago, and I didn't realize it because they don't like hardcore announce shit. They just sort of throw it up there, and they might send you a notification, they may not. But so I don't know exactly when it went in there, but do you want to guess the game that went in there like about a month and a half ago?
What went in there?
Mass Effect Andromeda.
Oh my god, no way.
With all the DLC. With all the DLC.
Oh my god, no way. I could pay $5 right now to play it. But I already bought it for PS4. I just never played it because there was a game-breaking bug that made it impossible to progress that they, I think, fixed on PS4.
Yeah, but when did that come out? Mass Effect Andromeda.
Just like what, a year ago? Not even?
I don't even think March 21st, 2017.
Oh my god, dude.
It was just over like 6 months. Just over 6 months, and they already threw it into the vaults.
Oh my god.
And before that, the big game they threw in there was fucking Battlefront 1, the new Battlefront 1.
Oh my, that
had only been out for like maybe a year. and they threw it in there with all the DLC.
Oh my god, that's horrible.
Yeah, see, like, okay, Origin Access is great, is great because, again, like I said, it's a buffet, you get everything you want, but it's a really good sign. It's a really good gauge of how successful or how much of a failure an EA title was with how quick it goes into the vaults. And yeah, just over 6 months for like Mass Effect Andromeda.
Wow.
And it's already in there. But yeah, and there's, oh god, because initially we kind of thought that all the fail games were going to go in here, because it's like when it launched with like SimCity 2013 and fucking like the Saboteur, if you remember that.
Oh, I do. I had that for PS3.
Yeah, they threw that in there, and like a bunch of Need for Speed and Command and Conquer games. So it was just sort of like, this is sort of like where they're gonna put their fail games. But then they put like all of Dragon Age in there, like the entire Dragon Age collection. All of Dead Space is in there. All of Crysis, every single Command and Conquer game, all the Sim Cities, all of them. All of the Battlefields in there. Battlefield 1's in there as well. Yeah, Battlefield 4. It's all of the FIFAs are in here because, well, I think the FIFAs are in there just because they that is actually their like most successful series, and literally when they throw it in there, it's like it's in there because the new FIFA is out. Because you know how sports games go, they're yearly, so once the new one's out, everybody just drops the old one. So those are kind of worthless. But yeah, both Titanfalls are in there, and then like they have like all of the Wing Commanders and Ultima, and just like a bunch of older like Theme Hospital, Theme Park. What else is in here? Dungeon Keeper, both of them.
Oh, there's a series that happened.
Yeah, that happened, and then they just completely destroyed it. It's a good deal, but yeah, it's like, man, you just know how bad EA is doing with how fast they're putting not like $60 games, like $90 deluxe editions into the vaults. Because it's literally just all of the DLC they just throw in there as well.
Now, is that sort of thing you have to remain subscribed to be able to play those games?
Yeah, you have to remain subscribed. You can unsubscribe at any time, but they let you keep your like achievements and your save states.
Okay.
So you can like subscribe for $5 for 1 month and then drop it and then come back.
And then come back to have your saves still saved there. That's cool.
Yeah,
that's a neat system.
Again, it's like the one thing EA does that isn't shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, and with okay, here's another thing you're gonna get a good chuckle at. Do you want to guess how many copies of Battlefront 2 they sold? Like, okay, they were expecting to sell 14 million copies, which is astounding. That's insane. That's completely insane.
How many games sell that many copies ever?
I can't think of one. I don't even think like I don't even think like FIFA and Madden sell that much.
No.
And those are like the two most popular games in the world. No, you want to take a random guess as to how many units they sold of this AAA heavily marketed Star Wars game?
I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't know that it was out.
Okay, but they expected 14 million. They expected 14 million sales.
How many did they sell?
880,000.
Oh God. I did not even know that game was released.
Okay, but that's you. This was a heavily marketed, like, Star Wars game.
Yeah, I know there's a huge controversy. I thought that the controversy was happening pre-release and in like its beta stages, but knowing now that it's released in full and that controversy is in full swing, I'm not surprised that it only sold 800,000. That's horrible. That's,
dude, you want to know? You want to know how bad? You want to know how bad that controversy was for them? At my work, like when I go up to like the corporate office for my company, I went up there to do a piss test, and like the lady, like the women in the safety department, they're like totally like Midwestern like moms and shits, and they were talking about Battlefront 2. They were like, "Oh no, you shouldn't buy that for your kids. That has gambling in it. That has those gambling boxes. That's not good for your kids. Don't."
Oh, that's awesome.
They were talking about Christmas presents, and they were like, "Oh no, don't. That's that new Star Wars game, that Battlefront. Don't buy that. It's got gambling in it.
It's got gambling in it. Oh my god."
So you have like Midwestern moms who know about the EA controversy, and they know, and their view of it is actually accurate.
That's incredible.
So you have that, you have that, and then you have Australia investigating. You have Belgium investigating, and you have like I think Hawaii and a couple other states investigating and possibly moving with a lawsuit against EA.
Oh my god!
For gambling, for the loot boxes. Yeah, EA is fucked. EA is really fucked right now. You know, they've got all this shit on them. They've got Disney. Disney is just fucking livid right now. You know, because they have this whole controversy, and then they have a new Star Wars movie coming out, and it's like they don't want this shit. So, yeah. So I'm expecting to see Battlefront 2 in the Origin Vault in like a couple weeks, because that's fucking that much of a failure. That's just like it's gonna be. I'm gonna be able to play it for $5. Let me just.
Okay. Release of Battlefront 2, right? Worldwide, right?
Yeah, that was worldwide sales, by the way.
Okay. 800,000. Is this what you said? Around 800,000?
The specific number is like 882,000.
Okay. That is the population of San Francisco. That's the population of the city of San Francisco in San Francisco, California. That's nothing. That is no people. Nobody. They might as well all be dead people that just bought this game.
Yeah, they might as well be all the dead people supporting that the removal of net neutrality.
Like, how can you fuck up so badly that you're I can see projected sales 14 million and then missing that mark and like doing like 8 million, right?
Yeah, it would have been
14 million. That's a pretty big target. That's like, the size of Northern California right there. That's a huge target to hit. And I can see that being hit by a game that has a marketing budget of, that many dollars, for example. But take God of War 3, right? One of the biggest AAA games at the time of its release. It had a huge budget of $8 million. And they didn't need to sell 14 million copies to make back what they spent on the game. And then I'm reading a bit more information about where they pulled this 14 million number out of. It's because throughout all of 2016 they sold 14 million copies of Battlefront 1. And so they somehow expected Battlefront 2 to just sell 14 million copies immediately. No, that is not how it works.
That's not how it fucking works.
That's not. Star Wars as a franchise is not as big in name in the world of video games as Battlefront or Battlefield. Sorry.
Yeah, Star Wars is really almost, well, especially with the new canon. It's strictly books and movies. You know, that's really all.
Well, it's never been.
Really,
it's never been like. Star Wars has had some really great video games, but they've never been big video games in terms of budget and sales. They've always been either video games that were big because people hated them, like The Force Unleashed, or games that were big because retrospectively people realized they were excellent, like Knights of the Old Republic. But it's not a big force in video games. That's not it's not as big as Call of Duty.
Yeah, it's and it says here that 882,000. That's 20% of what Call of Duty World War II sold. So
that was a game nobody even asked for.
Yeah, that was a game nobody fucking wanted. Oh shit, and this might even actually be worse. This is coming off of Fortune. And this is just speculation. Most of the 882,000 was digital sales.
Oh, that's not surprising.
Not even going to the store.
That's not surprising at all. Not a lot of people do in-store like big box store video game purchases anymore, with the exception of console games. People buy console games up the ass. But Battlefront 2 was never going to be a big console hit. Yeah.
But no, it's just those sales numbers added to the fact that story I told you about, it's like regular people like regular people know about the controversy or are avoiding the game because they don't want their kids gambling. That loot boxes are gambling, and they don't want their kids doing it. And
here's really the thing, though, and I'm trying to find. I can't. What was the budget for that game? How much did they spend on that game, dude?
Shit. It's gotta be at least $10 million.
Cause GTA 5 was over. What was the budget for GTA 5? It was over $100 million, wasn't it?
Yeah. Because they go on site and actually do they take millions of pictures and videos and shit. They spend a lot of time researching. So yeah, they're insanely expensive.
Yeah, but that's okay. Also, I mean, that game also sold well more than its budget was.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, dude. What was the budget of Battlefront 2? I want to know. I gotta know now. Dude, it had to have been over $10 million. It had to have been over $10 million.
They're really. It's okay. Yeah, Battlefront 2.
Because there's no way this bombed, because 800,000 people bought it, right? And at full price, that's still more than probably what the budget was. But so this game probably wasn't a bomb, financially. But dude, if you project 14 million sales, and you expect that in money, that's, what is that? 14 million times 50 for $50 for a game on average, or 60, depending on, what version of the game you're getting. That's a lot of money that they thought they were going to get.
Yeah, I'm having really hard time finding a hard number. Everybody just says it's a big budget game. It's what the fuck does that mean?
Well, I don't think they've released publicly what the budget for that game was.
I don't think they want to release it.
Well, they have to.
Well, they're gonna have to.
They have to eventually.
Yeah, they're gonna have to. They're gonna have to at the end of the year. Yeah, because I'm actually. Hang on, let me look at their. I'm looking at their stock price right now, and it's over the past month. It's dropped. It hasn't dropped as much as I thought it would. It's down from $112 at November 10th. It's down to $100 now.
That's actually a pretty big drop.
Yeah, that's actually pretty.
That's a significant drop.
Okay, yeah, that is a significant drop. I thought like for some reason I thought it had tanked, but yeah, a $12 drop is actually on
a $12 drop per share for a video game company is pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. That is pretty bad. I gotta think that they're hurting pretty bad.
Good, because the only good thing that's ever come out of EA besides the Origin subscription model is fucking Dragon Age. and since BioWare Montreal royally fucked themselves in the ass until EA shut them down, our last hope now is BioWare proper making something that's as good as Inquisition.
Yeah, which I don't know if that's gonna happen or not. With the way EA is just fucking itself over right now, I don't have a whole lot of hope for EA doing anything good like in 2018 or in the coming years. So, yeah, you had a story as well, didn't you?
Yeah, well, wouldn't you know it? It's winter, and despite the fact that it's winter, California is in fact still on fire.
Okay.
And I wanted to tell you about this great guy we would have at my branch for Hertz rental cars. You work in a rental car business. Eventually, you start to meet some people multiple times. And then you also get your regulars who need cars every month. People who are local, who do business and have corporate accounts and things like that. Well, there's this guy, we call him Walter. He's a cool guy. He comes in every time there's a wildfire in California. He comes in because he works for a helicopter company that flies helicopters for the Forest Service.
Yeah.
For fires. And so he came down like a couple weeks ago to get a car from us, and I said, "Oh, hey, where are you headed?" Because at that time there were no fires, right? We'd taken care of all the ones around Santa Rosa, the tubs and everything, and he'd gone back and he came back down. And he said, "Oh, we're just doing some precautionary stuff, and they're stationing me down there for about a week just in case something happens, I'm on hand, I'm on hand to do stuff." I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool." And this guy's really cool. We always give him a nice full size car, and his favorite thing to do is to bully the airport he rents at to come back in to give him an SUV for free. So he like about 80% of the time we give him like a Nissan Altima, and then he comes back in a Ford Edge, and we're just like, "How did you do that?" And he's like, "Oh, I kept asking him until he gave me one."
I make do.
Basically, he always comes back basically in a nicer car than we give him. So that's how we one of the myriad of ways that we get nice cars in our location is this particular man. So he comes back, after about a week, and I was like, "How was it down there?" And he's like, "Oh, it was quiet, nothing happening. They're sending me back." And then not even a couple days after that, the fires erupt in Ventura County. The really big ones just north of LA. And just this past week, I'm sitting in my office checking reservations, and I see a reservation pop up last minute. It's like it's reserved at 12:30. Customers coming in at 12:45. Please have a full size ready. And like we had to scramble to get one, and it was him. And so we get him into his car, and I'm like, "Hey, what's up, Walter? What's going on? What's good?" And he's like, "Well, I guess everything wasn't good." We thought everything was good because he was down there in that area in Southern California the week prior, just sort of holding down the fort, making sure everything was good. And then they send him off. And then as soon as he fucking gets home, it's like, "Well, sorry, we got to send you back because everything wasn't good."
Yeah, everything's kind of fucked and on fire. Oh man, that sucks.
And
That really sucks.
that's my story of one of my favorite customers. He is a cool guy and much respect because he flies helicopters into fires, so that's cool.
Yeah, that's. Oh boy, yeah. He's certainly making money, earning his pay, this year.
Oh yeah, plus
That's about
his
all.
company pays for all his rentals and everything, so like he can come in, he's not required to show anything other than a driver's license, and we just give him whatever they reserve him for. He's got a corporate account.
Nice.
Anyways, winter fires are weird. Winter fires are real weird, but it just so happened that this part of winter that for us here has been a little bit dry, but windy. So even though it's not hot, it is quite cold. Even in LA, just the fact that it's dry and windy has been enough to just whip those fires into crazy town.
Oh, I imagine. It's just, at least for us out here, when we hear about California fires, we kind of expect that just to be a summer thing, because it's like winter is supposed to be fucking cold, you know. It's just it's like, obviously, fire doesn't give a shit what the temperature is. It's gonna, if something's gonna burn, it's gonna burn. So do they? So I guess my question is, have they determined the cause of it? Was it arson or not?
I don't know yet. I don't know. I haven't looked at it, but I don't know. I suspect it probably wasn't arson, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, I imagine. All right, so what we're doing, I guess that's enough for the our stories. Yeah, so this is a episode we're doing after like over a month of not doing anything. So life is a thing.
Oh God, is
And,
life a thing?
Yeah, so I think that's the best excuse you're gonna get out of us about where the fuck we've been. Work is a bitch, and we all have the grind. So that's where we've been. But we're here now, and seeing as how Christmas is just around the corner, we're gonna do a Christmas episode. So you actually had a topic idea. Why don't you continue on with that?
Yeah, so Christmas is just around the corner, and I figured that instead of doing a proper numbered episode here, maybe we just do out a quick Christmas special. We haven't really done a Christmas special, have we? As a pair of podcasters. We've done Christmas episodes, but not like a Christmas specific thing. But I figured, since we're so busy and we don't really have a whole lot of time, and haven't had a lot of time to drum up discussions and topic suggestions and things like that, I figure maybe just a short little Christmas special would be a great idea. My idea here is, well, I don't have very many friends. Or a whole lot of family I see regularly, so I buy Christmas presents for pretty much everyone that I know.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Christmas is also the time to pamper yourself and buy presents for yourself if you are alone or don't really live in close proximity to all of your friends and or family. So I figured, why don't we just do a sort of top 5, top 10 Christmas gifts this year that we're going to be getting for ourselves or people around us, or that we think you should get for yourself or people around you. And I'm just curious, do you actually have a list of 5 things?
No, but I can come up with some shit.
Because I actually have a list pulled straight from the list of things I'm buying for people this year. In fact, and a couple things I might be buying for myself.
Okay, well, I mean, I have a list of things. Well, I already have shit that I've bought people, so yeah, I could just do that.
If you think,
and then
if you think it's like not specific to a person, but if it's something that generally can can apply to multiple people.
General. I'm not talking about specific items. I'm just talking about general items.
Okay, yeah.
That works for almost everybody.
Yeah, I have a list of general items and then a couple like specific things that I think are great. Gag gifts. So, well, why don't I start us? Do you want to like trade it? Do one at a time?
Yeah, let's trade it.
Okay.
Let's trade it.
I'll go first then. The first thing, I cannot recommend this enough. I'm actually going to be getting one of these for my father. And that is what I'm getting him is a Plantronics Explorer 500 Bluetooth earpiece, though that's just the one I'm getting. I can't recommend enough getting a Bluetooth earpiece of any kind for somebody who uses their phone a lot, or for yourself if you use your phone a lot, or if you work in a workplace where you have to be using both of your hands but also be fielding calls on a regular basis.
Yeah, so like, your work, my work,
My father's work as well. He fields a lot of phone calls and has to put his phone on speakerphone all the time in front of him because he types. He does programming and installation and a lot of computer work, so he has to do a lot of typing while he's talking on the phone. So he either has to have his phone like wedged in between his ear and his shoulder, or he has to put it on speaker, in front of him. And, his speakerphone is not the best way to talk to people.
No, it's not. Especially if you want any modicum of privacy.
Yeah.
At least on one end.
So, and then for me, for myself, I have to drive a lot just like you do. But then also when I'm not driving, I got to help out customers and I got to be typing and grabbing keys and things and walking people to and from cars. And all the while I got to field calls from people I'm training who need help, or from my boss who's, giving me tasks and stuff. And having a Bluetooth earpiece has literally changed my life. Because not only can I do all that, I can also listen to podcasts while I'm working, and nobody will know or question, why do you have that earpiece on? Because it's a Bluetooth earpiece, and it's like, oh, that's for his phone.
They're not going to question it. They're just not going to fucking question it. And it's also really great if you're an introvert and you don't want people talking to you when you go to like stores and shit, because they'll see you'll have a headset in, and if they talk to you and you don't respond, they'll just assume that you're doing something busy.
Yeah.
So if you don't want people to talk to you, that's a perfect thing to have.
Yeah, the other model, because this is an earpiece that goes in one ear, and some people find those uncomfortable. The other model is that one that goes around your neck that has two earbuds, where the neck piece is your microphone, and it's got two earpieces that go up like skull candy style earbuds. Into your ears. A lot of people find those more comfortable just because then it's in both ears and there isn't a heavy piece of plastic hanging off of one ear. Those are a little bit more expensive, but they have more stuff and more controls on the neck piece, and it's a little bit more comfortable for some people. Even that's even more apparent too. Like when you're wearing that, nobody will fucking even look at you because like, oh, that guy looks like he's got some business going on.
Oh yeah, totally. So yeah, you got Bluetooth.
Bluetooth headset. It will change your and or your friend or family's life. It's I cannot stress that enough. It's an amazing piece of technology.
Nice. Okay, so I guess my thing is Chromecast.
What is that?
It's a little device that you plug into your HDMI port on your TV, and you can broadcast YouTube, Netflix, and a bunch of other shit to your TV from your phone, your tablet, or your computer.
In case your TV is not a smart TV, or your smart TV's YouTube app is terrible.
Yeah. Yep. It's really awesome to take with you into hotels and cons.
Oh, yeah.
you just plug it into the HDMI port, and you don't have to you don't have to watch the shitty
Hotel cable. Yeah.
Hotel cable. You know, you can actually watch shit you want. Ain't a whole lot to say there. It's more of just a utility item that it's really, people usually don't think about getting, but when they have it, people really like it.
It's one of those things that when you first hear about what it is, you're like, I don't see how that would be useful. And then you get it and you're like, this has changed my life.
Yeah, pretty much. Actually, I'm going to do a twofer in this, because the other one... Actually, no, I'll split them up. Because they're actually two different devices. The other device is pretty different. No, yeah, that's my thing. Just really quick, easy, simple Chromecast. You can, especially around this time, you can get them for like less than $20. They're pretty cheap right now. So, yeah. All right, what's your next?
My next thing is, and I bought one of these for myself. And this is going to sound very white and very American, but a Forever Lazy.
What's that?
A Forever Lazy is a company, a brand of nightwear onesies. And
like Snuggies.
Like Snuggies, but like full suits, and they have ones that even have feet. Like little feety booty things that you can put your feet in that are attached to the onesie.
Okay, I have to ask you, does it have a butt flap?
Yes. It has a butt flap. So I first heard about these on on a Maximum Fun podcast known as My Brother and Me, with the McElroy brothers, the three McElroy brothers. And they had a sponsorship deal with Forever Lazy for about a week, where Forever Lazy paid them to advertise their products. And during that time, one of the members of the podcast, Travis, actually purchased one, and his two brothers made fun of him for it. And he was like, "Yeah, okay, that's great, and it's stupid and white and American and just a very white American thing to have, but these are really comfortable." And I was like, you know what? Fine, Travis McElroy. You win this round. I will use your coupon code to purchase one of these things. And I did. I bought a pink camo style, which I will now link to you here, MDefMech. A pink camouflage styled onesie without the feet, because I think that's fucking weird. And it's 100% fleece.
But still with the butt flap.
But still with the butt flap. It's 100% fleece, and it is so comfortable. I hate it. I hate how comfortable it is, because it's such an American, a stereotypical fat white American thing to own and use. But it's so comfortable. It's so comfortable. I hate it.
All right, I have to ask you an important question, and you have to answer me. Have you used the butt flap?
I have not yet used the butt flap.
So you haven't gone to the bathroom, unbuttoned it, and then just shit right through it yet?
No, because generally I don't have to shit at night, and when I shit in the morning, I've already dressed into my morning clothes, my day clothes. So no, I have not yet had to shit through the onesie, but I'm sure that it is a spiritual experience.
Well, at least you have that, and it's not like other jumpsuits where you just have to completely undress.
Oh,
to go to the bathroom.
One thing I would like to note, every single one of their onesies is unisex. They're all the same. So it does not matter which style or color you buy, the features are the same. And so all of them do have a 2-zipper front. So there's a zipper on the bottom and a zipper on the top. You can zip the one on the bottom up to piss if you're a guy.
Yeah.
No matter which one you buy. So even though I bought one that, in the picture, they have a woman wearing it because it's a pink camo, because that's stereotypically a woman thing. It still has the, as it were, fly zipper that you can piss through. which I have done.
Nice.
It's one of those things where you're like, wow, that is the height of laziness. And to drive home that fact, this brand is forever lazy. But I honestly have to say, man, dude, it's comfortable. They're comfortable. And you know what? I don't give a fuck.
You know, this pink camo fits you entirely.
You know what? I think you're right.
Yeah, it totally does. Well, on the theme of laziness, I can go on to my next thing. It's a bit pricier, so this is probably something you're just gonna buy for yourself. Especially now, you can get like the ones with Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. They're normally like $200. You can get them for like $120 now, or you could just get like the Bluetooth one for like $100. It is the Nova sous vide cooker.
Yes.
Yeah, and I actually got it a little while ago, but I was able to actually like try it out yesterday. I sent you a picture, and you thought I was cooking meth.
Yeah, I really had no idea what I was looking at because I'd never seen a sous vide cooker before. And is that really? Is it really Innova is the brand?
Yeah. It's like the two big brands are Chef Steps and Innova.
That wouldn't be the same Innova that makes fucking frisbees, would it? Or is it like a different?
No.
Okay.
No. This is a different one. No, there's two big companies, Innova and Chef Steps, and everybody like fucking loves Chef Steps because I guess Gabe Newell is like one of the top investors, or like he is like either like the top investor or like he's actually an executive of Chef Steps, which is like, yeah, if you wonder where Half-Life 3's been, yeah. So now they're both from what I've seen, they're both pretty good. But yeah, it's like literally sous vide just means it's French for something. I think it means like under vacuum or something. Which is funny because it's like that's like vacuum is like in the name, yet that's something you don't have to do. Literally, all you do is you get this fucking device and you clamp it to like a stock pot or just like a big enough pot, and you fill it up with water. And then you take your vegetables or your meats or whatever or whatever you can put in a bag, and you just put it in there, put with all your seasoning and shits, and then you just squeeze out as much air as you can and you throw it in there.
Now, did you sear it? Because I know you made a sous vide steak. Did you sear it afterwards?
Yeah.
Okay, so you got the crisp on it out after you cooked it.
Yeah, because the way it works is that all it does is it brings the water up to a very specific temperature, and then it keeps it at that temperature. So like if you want like for like me, I wanted for my steaks, I wanted them medium rare, so it set the temperature to 131 degrees. And set the timer for 2 hours.
So this thing actually heats the water. It's not just like a thermometer with a timer on it.
No, it actually heats the water. I just had it on the stove because that was a handy spot.
Can we talk about how the I'm looking at the Innova Culinary website right now, and it's spelled differently than the Innova Disc Golf Frisbee company. That's why I got confused. It's Annova, not Innova. But I'm looking at the product page for the Innova Culinary Precision Cooker, which is a fantastic looking device, actually, that I may think about getting for someone. In fact, can we talk about how there's a fucking phone app for it that you can set it and like the phone app should?
Both Chef Steps and Innova. That's how you're supposed to use them.
That's awesome.
You're supposed to use them via the phone app, either via Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, depending on which Innova model you get. And it's like literally, like you can download recipes and it tells you how to prep them, and then you tell them I'm ready to cook, and it preheats the water, and once the water is at the right temperature, it says, okay, go ahead and throw it in, and then you throw it in, hit the timer, and it's like, okay. And then you come back a couple hours later and your food's cooked. The one thing people you have to remember is, especially with steaks, you have to sear them afterwards because when they come out, they're cooked, but they're just like gray and floppy.
Yeah, they're kind of gross looking.
Yeah, they're kind of unappetizing. So you just sear them for like a couple minutes, a minute on each side, and then it just looks like a perfectly cooked steak. And like I said, I had mine, medium rare, and they were actually medium rare. It's like you cut into them, and there's just like a tiny bit of brown, and it's just like dark pink all the way through. It's like a perfectly cooked steak. And it's the first time I've ever managed to perfectly cook a steak. And I'm both proud and kind of sad. Because it's like, I needed technology to help me.
I needed something that could connect to my smartphone to help me cook a good steak for once in my life.
Exactly. Exactly.
Now, this is actually really neat. How is this powered, the Anova? Is it battery powered, or do you plug it into your wall?
You plug it into the wall because it's a 900 watt heater.
Yeah, because I was looking at it, I couldn't see any cords in the pictures, but I was like, damn, this thing's got to have a lot of power to heat the water like that.
Oh yeah, it's got a big cord coming out. It's a big 3-prong cord, and it's coming right off the back of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people because of course there's a sous vide fucking Reddit, and there's like people who like they just get like a huge ass container and they just like throw like 20 steaks in there.
Did they sear 20 steaks afterwards?
I guess so. And they just I guess so, and they just use it for like big cookouts, or they just plan their meals for the weekend. So it's like on the weekend they just get like a big tub because this will do like I forgot the capacity of it. Like the biggest container, I think it's up to like 5 gallons. And you could shove a lot into 5 gallons.
Oh yeah, no, that's a lot of space.
Yeah, and yeah, it just means it takes, because all that means is that it just takes longer to get to the right temperature. But once it hits that temperature, it just maintains it right there.
Damn, let's talk about how just the Bluetooth one is $99.
Oh
it's
yeah,
hella cheap, dude.
The Bluetooth one's really the only one you really need. The Wi-Fi one just makes it so that...
The Wi-Fi one just makes it so you can monitor and continue cooking when you're not in the house. But if I'm real, please don't have anything cooking in your house when you're not in your house. Don't fucking do that.
They actually warn you, like in the instruction manual, it's like, don't leave the premises. At least be on your property when this thing is running.
It's like... The only thing I feel safe leaving is like a proper slow cooker. But even then, I was like, I wouldn't leave the house when my slow cooker is going.
Yeah. I'm actually trying to look for like the full capacity. Because and the thing is, it never gets any hotter than 210 degrees. So that's literally just under boiling. No, I'm not seeing like a max capacity because I've seen people use like 5-gallon containers.
I would imagine anything more than 5 to 8 gallons is probably a little more difficult for it to power because the Bluetooth one's only 800 watts.
Yeah, it's when you get in that size, it's gonna have trouble maintaining the temperature. It's gonna have to work a lot harder.
Yeah,
which is gonna reduce the life. But yeah, that's my cool thing. That's my like recommended Christmas gift. Fuck it, get it for yourself.
Yeah, no, dude, get one for yourself. I may actually get one of these for myself.
Yeah, it's like literally just it makes it so much fucking easier just to cook food, and it's like and it's like I just got mine and I just started using it. But yeah, when I'm back at home, I'm probably gonna do this more often and probably never. Unless I'm going out with friends, I'm probably never going to go out to eat. Unless I'm with friends. So, yeah, I'm probably going to be using this a lot.
Well, keeping in the theme with food and cooking,
Really quick, by the way, also because I watched some videos on it, stuff like eggs, you don't need to put in a bag. You can just throw the eggs in there, and it'll perfectly, it'll boil, it'll heat them up to just the right temperature so they can be as soft or as hard as you want them. So yeah. If the food has its own container, its own sealed container, then you don't need to put it in a bag. So. Anyway, go ahead.
Keeping with the theme of food here. Next thing I recommend, I'm actually going to be buying one of these for one of my online friends. I'm buying him a digital edition of a couple of these books, but cookbooks from Gordon Ramsay. I don't know if any of you guys have kept up with Gordon Ramsay's like web series or any of his like actual cooking shows, the ones where he actually demos like, you know, how to cook things, not the ones where he yells at people, but like his actual cooking shows where he talks about recipes that he's had, methods he has for cooking. The man is very insistent about one thing in particular, and that is always the fucking basics. And if you are someone who does not know shit about cooking, which is the person I'm getting these books for, he's actually a great place to start. There's a great video of him just making burgers. They filmed it in someone's multi-million-dollar house in LA, and he was like, I'm just gonna make burgers, and he makes a really, really, really simple burger, and he's like, this is the burger that we serve, you know, at our American restaurant here in LA that I own. And this is how we do it. And he proceeds to make like just the simplest fucking burger. But everything he does is like all about hammering home those basic things. And it's like, look, if you just get these basics down, your burgers will always be good. You don't have to do crazy shit to make a good dish. You just have to do that thing really well. That's all. So his books are a lot about the same. He has two major books out: Gordon Ramsay's Home Cooking, Everything You Need to Know to Make Fabulous Food, and Gordon Ramsay Makes It Easy. And he also has a great companion book to Hell's Kitchen called The Hell's Kitchen Cookbook, but I'm not going to be getting that. But these two books are great for just simple shit to do. And, you know, Gordon Ramsay has sort of rocketed into higher popularity in recent months. He recently did I don't know if you saw this in DefMech, but he recently did a shoot where he went into like, I don't know, some county in some Midwestern American state, where they were having a wild boar population problem, and the local government had like actual bounties on these pigs. That's how fucked up it was. And so people were like shooting pigs and then like getting money for it and then also eating them. So he was like, I'm going to make a video where I go out there with these fucking Americans and I shoot some wild boars and then I fucking cook them.
Wait, is this where like that news article came from, where it's like a Texas town allows hunters to shoot from like hot air balloons to go boar hunting?
No, this was not the same town, but the same problem. Yeah.
Okay.
I remember that. Yeah. It was great.
Yeah. Hey, it works.
Hey, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, his books are really great because they're excellent introductory books for people who don't know shit about cooking, which is surprisingly quite a few of my friends.
Yeah. Yeah. I should probably pick up a couple of his books as well. I started subscribing and watching a lot of Food Wishes on YouTube, and that guy's great. that guy's great. I love his the way he does his videos.
It was in Georgia. That's where he went. The video is on his YouTube channel. The video is on his YouTube channel. It's called Hunting, Butchering, and Cooking Wild Boar with Gordon Ramsay. I'll link it to you so you can watch it later. It's a great it's a great video.
All right. So my next thing is the Google Home Mini, and you could say a lot about surveillance and all that shit, but it's actually really handy to have. Literally, all it is just like a little computer with a speaker and a microphone, and you can ask it shit, or you can instruct shit to it, and it'll do it. You can have it read off your email, give you the weather. I've actually been able to use it because I got the Home Mini. There's like the Google Home, which is a lot larger and has like a pretty awesome speaker system built into it. So if like you're really into music, just having music play, that's a really good setup. But the Mini is just way more functional because it's a lot smaller and has just like I think it has like a single firing speaker that just fires straight up from it. And yeah, so, but it's like I use mine a lot I just sell it to just like play like forest or river sounds just so I can have some background noise, and that's really nice. But you can also use it in conjunction with a Chromecast, because the Chromecast doesn't have a mic built in, but you can give it instructions to the Chromecast like play like Stranger Things, or play this YouTube playlist, or play from this channel, and it's just a really cheap way to get into the whole like smart home kind of thing. Because I think regular price is like $50, but I think over the Christmas it's selling for like 30 or 35 or something. It's pretty cheap. It's pretty cheap, and it's more of a gadget these days. So, and you also kind of want to be careful on if you're buying it for somebody else to make sure that if they are rightfully overly concerned. If they are concerned about their privacy, then maybe don't buy this for them, because it does. It's stated like right when you get it, the mic is on all the time. So, and they really do promise that they won't use any of your data for nefarious purposes. But hey, it's Google. They've rolled back on shit before, which is why I'm glad it's super easy just to unplug it. So it's like if you don't want the mic on all the time, just unplug it, or and you're good to go. So, all right, dude, why don't you go ahead?
Okay, my next thing is sort of a dual thing. It's there are two different products that I recommend here. One is a KVM switch, and one is just a video switch. Both you can find in the same section of any online electronics store. KVM just stands for Keyboard Video Mouse Switch. A KVM switch allows you to have, for example, one keyboard, one mouse, and one screen, but two computers hooked up to both of those things.
Oh yeah, I've heard about these.
And at my old job, we actually had this because we had two back office computers. One was a database for products, and one was like a regular computer for email and stuff like that. And we had to constantly be switching between those two computers, but we only had one screen, one keyboard, one mouse back there. And so we set up a KVM switch so that if you pressed like scroll lock arrow, it would switch everything over to the other computer. And
okay.
I don't use that here in my house because I was planning on doing that because I have two computers, one that I just built and one that I've had built for a while, and I was planning on having both of them running, but after hooking up everything for my new computer, I discovered that I don't really want to plug in another computer because I think I will actually just fry the circuit breaker if I do that. With how much shit I have plugged in right now. But it's a neat little thing if you have someone who does a lot of work at home and they have to work at multiple computers. KVM Switch allows them to consolidate their desk space by being able to use one computer with just one set of peripherals. And rather than 2 computers and 2 sets of peripherals and no desk space. So that's one thing. The other thing, of course, is a video switch, which I do have. And a lot of people, I'm actually going to be getting one from one of my friends who has a setup similar to mine. Now, I have 3 screens on my computer, but I used to only have 2. And a lot of people do the whole 2-screen setup. I have 3 now just because I wanted to have a portrait-oriented monitor for reading manga and Wikipedia pages and things like that, scrolling through Facebook and Tumblr. But one of the problems I had was I also, at this same desk, play video games. And I play video games on a PC, I play video games on my PS3, my PS4. So it gets a little hectic back here having all of these things hooked up. And then every time I wanted to play like my PS3, I had to like unplug my computer's video cable from one of my screens and then plug in the PS3, and then I had to unplug that and plug in the PS4. So what I ended up getting for myself was a video switch box, which allows me to hook my computer, my PS3, and my PS4 all up to the box, and then have one cord going to my screen. And that way I can switch between inputs without having to basically tear down my desk and redo everything. Plus, because I have 2 more screens hooked up to my computer, I just switch my main monitor to my PS3, and then I've still got my screens open. I don't have to turn off my computer. And I can, like, if I'm lost or stuck in a game, I can, Google an answer for it. Or if I'm streaming with my Elgato, I have screens hooked up to the side that I can just switch to, so that I can monitor the stream but still play the game. And it's made the whole desk situation and cable situation a lot more manageable. And I'm actually going to be getting one of those for my friends because he has a 2-screen setup where he has an extra TV off to the side, or an extra monitor that's sort of TV-like off to the side that he watches movies on, and then his main monitor, and then his TV off to the side, also has his PS3 and his PS4. His problem is that his TV only has 3 inputs, and he has a PS3, a PS4, an Xbox 360, and an Xbox One. So I'm actually going to get him a 4-input switch so he can hook them all up into that, and then have one from his computer in. So he can just use the TV to switch between computer and Switchbox, and then Switchbox he can switch between his consoles. So the
Nice.
video switch boxes are like a thing that people don't think about because they think, my TV has, or my monitor has 3 inputs. That's all I'll need. And it's like, well, no. Eventually, you're going to need more than that, buddy.
Nice. All right. Let's say I have 1, 2, 3 things. All right. This is gonna be kind of a. I guess some people think that this is kind of a shit gift, but honestly, it's one of the gifts I prefer for a lot of people. And that's just, it's like literally just not a gift card, just like a preloaded debit card. And you just throw like 20 or 50 or $100 on there and just tell whoever you're giving it to, just go and buy whatever the fuck you want, because I suck at buying gifts, so.
Visa gift cards are great because they can be used anywhere as long as as long as that store takes prepaid cards. You can use them anywhere. You can use them on Newegg. You can use them on Amazon. You can use them at restaurants. You can use them at fucking Walmart. They're a great gift.
Yeah. Okay, good. I was kind of worried of like, because it's like, yeah, I buy them and people appreciate them, but it's just like I'm not sure if that's like a faux pas or not, because it's just like, well, it's so fucking easy, so yeah, that's one of my things. So. All right, I guess right back to you, dude.
this is my last thing that I have because I had 5 total. Can everyone please just go to nerf.hasbro.com for like just a couple minutes? And can we talk about how you don't gotta go to Toys R Us anymore to get Nerf guns? You can just fucking buy them online from Nerf for cheaper.
Holy shit. Holy shit, it's like the future.
Every gun they make is here, and it's cheap, and you can get dart refill packs. And if you're in college and you buy this shit, your friends are gonna fucking love you. No joke. Like,
yeah, this is pretty good.
Nerf guns. Not only are Nerf guns the best, but can we talk about how Nerf has like 8 or 10 like lines of Nerf guns that are like themed? Do they have? Let me see here. They have the N-Strike Elite line, which are like futuristic marine style guns, like themed like cyberpunk marine guns. And then they got like Nerf Zombie Strike, which has like zombie apocalypse guns. They have a fucking chainsaw, a Nerf chainsaw. How does that even work? They have a Nerf green, and they're all green, and then they have another line called the Doomlands, and it's just like Borderlands type Nerf guns. What the fuck, bro? Everybody go to nerf.hasbro.com and just buy everything. Buy everything for your friends. It's a great Christmas gift. Nerf guns are the fucking best. Plus, you can mod them so that they hurt people.
Oh, yeah. I forgot which... I don't think they make it... Oh, no, yeah, they have it. Well, actually, I don't know if that's it or not. The Disruptor? I don't know if it's the Disruptor or not. It might be the older version of the Disruptor. Is like so easy to modify. It's also like the standard fucking like... If you're doing like steampunk cosplay... That's like the standard, like, fucking spray painted, like, a shade of metallic brown.
Oh, yeah.
And there you have your
Oh, yeah, and also, can we talk about, like, if you have a friend who's heavy into cosplay and doing mods and stuff, Nerf guns are so much fun to do mods for. There's a great video on YouTube of Adam Savage actually doing one for a Secret Santa gift, where he takes a Nerf Longshot, which I don't believe they make those anymore. But they replaced it with a new one, but it's a styled to look like some sort of long range rifle with a biped on the front, and he mods it and paints it to look like some kind of post apocalyptic Borderlands type weapon. They are so much fun to do that too, Nerf guns, because they're so simple that you can take them apart and put them back together like really easily. You can mod the firing mechanism. You can take the firing mechanism out to make it con appropriate if you're going to be cosplaying at a convention that requires peace bonding of all weapons, like, say, the local anime convention here in the Bay Area of California.
Say, like, every single convention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're super easy to paint. Super easy to paint because you can take them apart so easily. They're excellent, and they make great gifts. They make great gag gifts, but they make also great gifts because Nerf guns are fucking cool, and anyone who doesn't think that Nerf guns are cool shouldn't be your friend. Straight up.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, my last thing is a toy. Is a really great toy. You can buy this for yourself, or you can buy it for somebody else. This is a really good gift for somebody who wants to get a drone, because it's a drone that is very cheap. Because drones, usually the drones that people want to buy, are extremely expensive. And they're pretty tough, but if you don't know how to fly one, you're going to crash it, and you're going to fucking wreck it, and they're going to be out a shit ton of money. So buy them a training drone. Like there's one on Amazon. I think it's called like the Holy Stone. You can tell this is made by some Chinese company because it's called the Holy Stone Predator helicopter drone. And it doesn't have an app, because I know high-end drones have like apps that you can connect to your smartphone. You don't use your smartphone to control the drone. You just use it to see the camera, and that's how like a lot of YouTubers get good shots and shit, because they just use these drones that are like $500 or up to $1,000. But yeah, if you know somebody who wants to get one of those expensive drones, or you want to get an expensive drone, buy this one first. And it's super fucking tough. It's really tough because it's really simple. And practice with this, because you can fuck this. You can fly this into walls. You can crash into the ceiling. You can just you can just fucking wreck it. And they give you plenty of spare parts, and yeah, it's good practice to learn how to fly a drone. Also, it's just really fun as hell. Big tip, and this is something I haven't done, but there's plenty of fail army videos. Keep these away from dogs, because dogs will try to bite them. And I crashed mine into like. One of the times I was practicing with it, I crashed it into my face, and it fucking hurt, because those blades are moving extremely fast, and when you have them smack into your face, they have the potential just to cut you. So keep this away from your dog, because your dog will try to bite it. And it will tear up their mouth. So that's my one big huge tip, because I've seen plenty of fail army videos where the drone is on the table and it's getting ready to take off, and you see the dog staring at it, and then the second it starts to lift off, the dog's just so yeah, a training drone. So, all right, that's all of my shit, and you did all your shit.
That is all of my shit. And what I'd like to hear, from our listeners post Christmas. What did you guys give and or receive for Christmas, or whatever applicable holiday?
Yeah, what'd you get?
What'd
for
you
Christmas?
guys get?
Or what did you buy
for
yourself?
candle nights, or whatever you celebrate?
Yeah. What's it called? Oh, yeah, Kwanzaa. Do they still do Kwanzaa? Yeah, I'm pretty sure they still do Kwanzaa. Or Hanukkah. Or I can't think of any other. Saturnalius. Yeah, that's a thing. Yeah, so all right, I think we're done. Aren't we?
I do believe we are done.
Yeah, so have a Merry Christmas. Bye.